Hi, my name is Brandy Vega. I'm a mother of three. I have two teenage daughters and a 4-year-old son.
My name's Adia Vega, and I'm 19 years old.
My 14-year-old daughter is Kaya. She's so artistic and amazingly talented.
She is so unapologetically herself, but once she got to junior high, her spunk just started to fade out a little bit. I knew Kaya was getting bullied at school. She finally just opened up to me about all the nicknames that she was getting called and the friends that she didn't have.
I didn't know that she was struggling with depression, anxiety, any kind of mental health issues. I just thought she was going through puberty.
Over the last 2 years, we noticed that Kaya was starting to develop characters online. She's always loved costumes, and I thought that it was innocent fun until it wasn't. Kaya was identifying as a character, and there's a whole community out there that relates to her, and they all identify and dress up as different kinds of animals and creatures and personas.
She loved costumes and dressing up and being able to pretend that she wasn't who she actually was, because that's where she felt accepted.
She got on TikTok, and next thing you know, she's got tens of thousands of followers.
We found some things about this whole secret identity. She would create a character online and then become something or someone that she wasn't, the total opposite of who she was in real life. It was really shocking and scary. Kaya just really wanted to find a community, and I'm glad that she did. But not knowing how badly she was suffering made me feel like a failure, not knowing what was really going on and not knowing what she was really going through.
Brandy and Adia are here with us today. Thank you both for joining us. Kaya originally planned to be here with the two of you this morning, but decided it was just too hard because this goes much deeper than dressing up as these characters. Brandy, Kaya was, first of all, Kaya, if you're watching, we're here for you and we're talking about your story, but know that I am always here to talk to you because I understand how scary it is to be a teenager. And I had those years as well. So I feel out of body, Brandy, talking about her, and she's not here knowing she might see this. So we start with love and understanding. And that's a lot of what she wasn't feeling. And she created this alter ego life, Brandy.
Yeah, I mean, she's one of those super incredible kids that's kind of misunderstood because she's so creative and she's so fun and just spunky. But then she started getting bullied, and then she started feeling like she was too different, and she felt like nobody understood her and that she didn't have a support system. And I think that that's where she got online and discovered, wow, there's actually a lot of people like me who want the same things I want and enjoy the same things, and she found acceptance and love. And it's hard. She's not here watching because she struggled with suicide, and this is just too painful for her to talk about right now.
I know that when she was 12, Brandy, she tried to take her own life. So, and Adia, I think about, you're 5 years older than Kaya, and imagining my sister or my sibling, somebody I love, in another room suffering. Like, that's the thing. You're in the same house, and this is happening, and you're right. There's a wall that divides you, but it may as well be tens of thousands of miles because she's in that room, and she's living a different life.
She hid it really well. And that was the worst part, is you think that you know them. And she's my best friend after, I don't want to cry. After the first time I noticed that I wasn't as good of a sister as I wanted to be.
As good of a, what do you mean by you weren't as good of a sister as you wanted to be?
Checking in on her, making her actually tell me instead of just, yeah, I had a good day, it's fine. Making her actually talk to me and open up instead of just believing it, even though I feel like I knew deep down that something was wrong.
Brandy, explain to me, and as I said, when Kaya was 12, she tried to take her own life. What did this dressing up in character, what did that bring, as you understand now, to her? Was that a shield? What was it? Because when people see that video, they think, okay, there's a kid in a costume. What's the big deal? But
That's from the time Kaya was a baby. She always loved costumes and dress up. I mean, she would wear this cute little unicorn costume until she literally could not wear it anymore, and she would sit there and play. And it was just fun for her. And I'm really good friends with the Jazz Bear here in Utah and the mascots and stuff. So for me, she said, Mom, I want to make people laugh. I want to make them smile. But she doesn't feel comfortable or didn't feel comfortable doing that as herself. She thought if she could hide her identity behind a costume, then she could be the person that she wanted to be. And she would go out on the corner and she would wave and dance on the street. She liked the attention of bringing what she said was happiness and smiles to people.
But she also liked not being herself. She couldn't do it as herself. And that's the thing, Adia, I've read a lot about it when we were preparing for this. This is called the furry community. It's online. It is a growing trend among Gen Z kids. And you'll see a lot of these videos on TikTok. And obviously not all of this escalates to the sadness that Kayla was feeling at the point she tried to take her life. But it's something that parents, when we're talking about this secret life, I mean, nothing's more secret than wearing a costume to conceal who you are.
Yeah, it was weird because I was on TikTok scrolling through my For You page, and that's not typically something that I watch or that I'm interested in at all. And then I was like, wait, I've seen that costume before. Oh. And it had like tens of thousands of likes on it. And I remember I ran up to her room and I was like, what are you doing?
Adia, before we went to break, you said you saw your sister's videos online. You said, I recognize this costume. Mm-hmm. And you rushed up to... What, did you see it as a confrontation, or was it like, what is going on? Did you know the potential harm behind it?
No, she's just always loved dressing up, and she's super artistic and really good at sewing and just comes up with all these creative ideas. And I didn't think like too much of it. I didn't think it was necessarily a bad thing. I was like, dude, you're famous on TikTok. Like, that's so cool.
Right, because I think most people, I mean, again, when I first saw it and heard about this furry community, I would have thought, oh, okay, well, that's an interesting way to express yourself. But Brandy, given she's an artist and she loves drawing and she's got all these other talents, I would have thought, all right, this is what the kids are doing. How did she explain it, Brandy, to you?
Innocent fun. Yeah. And for her, it is innocent fun. And this is just one aspect of who she is and what she was doing, because she knows that there can be like a negative side of this. Mm-hmm. And she's like, that's not what I'm involved in. It's just a fun community of people who like costumes and we like to make people happy. So her whole reason for doing it was to bring joy. Yeah. But anytime, like there's like Smith's story, the internet can be good, it can be bad. And you can get in there and you can get sucked into dark holes and traps. And when you're 12, 13, 14, sometimes that's easy to have happen, and you get people in there that are predators, and next thing you know, maybe it's not a safe place for teenagers.
And you discover one of the things again with her is that this was depression, and it was behind a lot of this. And she tried to take her life again in February. How is she now?
She's doing better now than ever, and I'm so cautiously optimistic. This was a way for her to mask, I think, her pain. This was a way for her to become somebody that, people couldn't identify and that she could feel safe. Yeah. And she's got a heart of gold. She is the sweetest person. She was a friend to everybody, always outgoing. And the fact that she attempted suicide February 25th was just completely heartbreaking again. I mean, I was 5 minutes from losing this beautiful girl twice. And it's just, it's so sad to me that, one, that people are out there bullying. Yeah. Two, that fun things can turn into dangerous roads. And it was just a big eye opener. But she's spent 6 weeks in patient therapy and day treatment. She's on medication, and she seems to have a really good outlook. That doesn't mean I don't go to bed every night wondering if my kid's going to be alive in the morning.
Oh my gosh. You have taken away her social media, correct? And limited.
Yeah, we have taken away, I was pretty liberal with their social media. They each got it when they were 10, 11 years old. And I thought, okay, this is great. She's mostly on there doing animation. She wants to be an animator for Disney or something. And so I thought it was mostly harmless. But I have taken away all her social media, and her demeanor has just changed so much. It's like the light's back in her eyes and
I
the weight
have
is off
heard
of
that
her
story
shoulders.
so many times, Brandy. I know it is a hard one for parents to come to the conclusion to do, but I've heard people, and I'm not going to get too personal, but it's affected my own family. You take that phone away, you see a different kid. And it's hard because technology, you know, you use it for so many good things, but not everybody is able to handle it.
Right. And that's a hard thing with these kids because they think they know a lot, but they only know what they know and their brains are growing. And so it's been hard. And I mean, even just a few days ago, we sat and we cried. She's like, Mom, I miss my friends. I miss the community. I miss my costumes. I miss making people laugh and feeling accepted. She's like, I don't have any friends. I don't know anyone. And the idea of summer is dreadful right now for her because she just goes, I don't have anybody. I mean, I have you guys, but that's not the same as
friends
a
are
community or friends.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I want to give it to her. I just, for her own safety, I can't.
Well, I know that so many people can relate to different aspects of this story, and they're having these conversations, and I just applaud you and Adia for speaking up for Kaya. I know that, you know, I would love for every story to button up with a perfect ending, but this is an ongoing situation that you're dealing with publicly and certainly privately, and our thoughts are just with you. I applaud your being so brave today to talk about it. Thank you both.